Hey guys, with Fallon we've been pondering about how the open world works on The Sims 4 for the last all podcasts. And finally the other day she found this piece of info that finally wrapped up everything about it. And the way it works is not what I was expecting at all. And probably not the way you expect it works either. So bear with me because this gets very interesting. Before we actually go into how it works on The Sims 4, I need to be able to compare with The Sims 2 and The Sims 3. So we'll quickly go over that in case it's been a while you haven't played one of them. So on The Sims 2, if you would leave your lot, right, to go somewhere else, say the park or the bar or what have you, the time would freeze at the lot you would play, right? And you would go then to the park and time will continue at the park with your sim, with the sims you did take there. And once you go back, say you left at 5 p.m., right? And you decide to go back at 10 p.m. When you go back to the lot, it's still 5 p.m. And everything was just where you left it when you left. Except that your sim is now tired, needs to go to sleep or eat or take a shower. And other sims on the household are still like intact. So that was kind of frustrating because if you wanted to make them all leave but into different places, you would have to relive the day over and over and over. Kind of frustrating. On The Sims 3, however, the way it worked was that whenever you left your house, you could pan back to your house and see what's going on. You could still control sims in your household or in other locations. Which meant you were basically playing, if you had 5 sims at different places, you were playing at 5 places at the same time. This was pretty cool, but it was kind of a burden because you did have to pan in and out from every single place, and you would have to pause and then check all the actions for every single sim and then, continue playing. So it was cool. It did have its drawbacks, however, but the open world was definitely a thing for The Sims 3. It was The Sims 3 thing. Now, on The Sims 4, however, once you leave your lot, say at 5 p.m., right, and you go to the park or what have you, you're gonna be hitting all those loading screens like on The Sims 2. However, when you go back home, say at 10 p.m., it will be 10 p.m. at home, at the home lot. Because during those 5 hours you were away from your house, the entire simulation for the neighborhood, including your household, continued. So it means that your household or any other sim that is not with you in that moment is doing its own thing, right? You're not controlling it. However, they said that you would be able to give them some hints on what they should work towards too. Whether it's, I don't know if you can make them socialize with people, but most probably you can make them work towards a certain skill, like, okay, while I'm gone, try to work on this skill. And they would, of course, take care of themselves, so they wouldn't die out of hunger because you weren't home. But it's also unclear if whenever you go back home, you're gonna see them, cooking or doing the dishes or just seeing dishes laying around, or they're just gonna get their hunger bar filled up without actually doing all those actions, which would be kind of disappointing. But indeed, you are not gonna get your time stopped at your household when you leave. So it's kind of like a mixture of both worlds. It's not open world, clearly, but it's different. It's a different kind of gameplay, and I know many are going to be upset about this as well. They took away this as well. But it's not they're taking away things from you. Fallon had said, she may say something very smart once in a while. You have to pay attention. And the other day, she said something that is 100% true. You cannot unplay the other sims. And that is super true. Because in every sim, they put emphasis on different kind of gameplay. Even if it's still The Sims, the emphasis changes. On The Sims 1, it was more about, especially the vanilla version, it was more about building an efficient house so they could optimize the time on which they would eat and take a shower and go to sleep. Because if you didn't do that, the bars would drop so fast for hunger and bladder and hygiene and so on that you wouldn't be able to even start worrying about the job or making friends. It was a really hard game if you think about it. The Sims 2 kind of slipped a little bit away from that and introduced more aspects about living, daily life, living, or going out, or like the university expansion pack and so on. It was more about the experiences and so on. It was a little bit more about that. The Sims 3 was more about the open world and the exploration and the collection and the RPG more oriented kind of stuff, right? With quests and what have you. So yeah, that was pretty much the emphasis on The Sims 3. And on The Sims 4, they're kinda going back to The Sims 2, but they are focusing more on the emotional aspect, if you may, because they can technically have emotions now, and it's more about that, right? It's more about how they're gonna be feeling. It's gonna be more about the interactions with each other, which apparently they put a lot of work into the way they interact with each other and so on. And that's sort of the emphasis you're gonna get in The Sims 4, right? You also get like newer and better stuff and cooler stuff, and that's also the reasons why you want to get it, in case you do want to get it. But you have to bear in mind that it's not like an ever-growing MMO. It's not World of Warcraft, that it's still adding features and still have a huge foundation. No, they're resetting every 5 years, 4 or 5 years, and they have to figure out, okay, what's gonna be The Sims about? And this is what The Sims 4 is about. And it's never a step back, it's just a different path. It's a new path. And it's gonna have different things on it. And you may like different Sims for different things, different reasons. And I hope I gave you like a more clear idea of what kind of The Sims you're going to be playing this September. Because September? October? September? What is it? Where are we? We're in August. Oh yeah, September. Okay. That is all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, this is the most satisfying thing ever. We are God in SimCity 4.
Wow, that was loud.
Oh yeah. These road trips, man, are killing me. Anyway, let me know whenever we are recording. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Extended Play. I'm your host, this is Stuart, and that is a fancy, fancy sign. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.